If you don't know what the cerebellum actually does, you could miss a gimme question on the NPTE. Hey guys, my name is Austin and I'm the NeuroNerd PT, and today I'm going to talk about the cerebellum's roles in movement and why lesions to the cerebellum don't produce upper motor neuron signs and symptoms. The cerebellum is one of the most misunderstood parts of the brain, but it is crucial in movement coordination. It affects timing, balance, and motor learning. Let's dive in a little more. The cerebellum helps fine-tune movements. It doesn't start movements, but it makes sure that they're smooth and accurate. The cerebellum works behind the scenes to make your movements accurate and efficient, and it gets real-time sensory information from your muscles and joints about your body's position in space, sort of like a GPS tracking how your body is moving. It then takes this sensory information and compares it to your cerebral cortex's plan of how it intended to move. Then it sends rapid feedback to adjust for things like timing, posture, and coordination, almost like a movement editor that's cleaning up errors as they happen. So it gets feedback from your spinal cord and your vestibular system, and it compares the intended movement versus the actual movement. It then sends any necessary adjustments that need to happen to the motor areas of the cerebral cortex. All of this happens automatically. There's no conscious effort required to make these things happen. So when the cerebellum is damaged, it can cause things like dysmetria, dysdiadochokinesia, ataxia, intention tremor, and dysarthria. But it doesn't cause things like weakness or spasticity, and I'll tell you why. So even though it affects movement, cerebellar lesions don't lead to upper motor neuron signs and symptoms like spasticity or hyperreflexia because it doesn't directly initiate movement. Upper motor neurons are motor pathways that originate in the cerebral cortex or the brainstem, and they communicate with lower motor neurons in the spinal cord or the cranial nerve nuclei. Upper motor neuron lesions involve spasticity, hyperreflexia, pathologic reflexes like Babinski, and weakness with minimal atrophy. Cerebellar neurons, on the other hand, are part of modulatory circuits and not direct motor output pathways. The cerebellum does not give rise to upper motor neurons, and because of that, damage to the cerebellum does not directly damage upper motor neurons themselves. The cerebellum does play a role in regulating muscle tone by influencing descending motor pathways, especially the reticulospinal and vestibulospinal tracts. These tracts help maintain a baseline level of muscle contraction, aka postural tone. But when the cerebellum is damaged, it can no longer modulate and fine-tune excitatory signals to alpha and gamma motor neurons in the spinal cord. This results in reduced excitability of these motor neurons, and because of that, muscles become less responsive, leading to hypotonia or decreased resistance through passive range of motion. If NeuroPT content like this helps you study smarter, hit follow, repost to all of your friends. I've got more coming that you guys are not going to want to miss.